Yeah, hello, YouTube. It's another day that we have a machine today. And what model is this? Is an EliteBook X360 1030 G4. And how this is behaving? Yeah, modern machines with the need to be smart. Check the power supply. It's taking 11 milliamps. 11 milliamps. Is that okay? Is that good? I try to press the power button here. The power button is here. Nothing is going on. Nothing is going on. Yeah, machine is a touch screen. Here is a Next 360. You can see. Can use it as a tablet. Yeah, that is what they mean when they say it's an X360. Is that is a convertible. You can flip screen to the other side and use it as a tablet. That is what they mean when they say X360. And so I think we need to get into the machine and see what is going on. So let me grab some. These are RN keys. RN keys. Just a minute. It's okay. Yeah, so let's continue with our video. I had a client. Yeah, so these are RN keys, and we have a whole set. We have a whole set of this tool here, and so I'm looking for some RN keys to. Let me see this one. That is small. That is not the size I'm looking for. So let me try this one. Yeah, looks like it's this one. This one is going to work for us. Yeah, so let's return the rest. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, this machine has got magnets all over. So open the screws and they flip directly to the other side. So that one is done. That one is done too. That one is done. So what is remaining? Those are 5 screws with one very short on this other side. So what do you think? Do you have more screws? Let me try to open. I'll use a scalpel here. And to my surprise, there are no screws. Okay. Somebody was working on this machine before. So I don't get what... You can see the battery connector is disconnected. This is what is making me think that somebody was this machine before. So first and foremost, I think we need to get rid of... From that one, I think we'll go back to our normal screwdriver, the one that is a star. And where is he? Come here, brother. Connect to the normal one. So let's try to see what's going on. So yeah, I'll try to remove the SSD first because I don't want to tamper with the data, with the customer's data. And we can go ahead to return this one. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. So let's input the battery and see. So first and foremost, these are speakers. Do we have anywhere where can you see a CMOS battery? That is very important, a CMOS battery. Okay, let me try with the... Okay, charge it first. The battery is in. So what if the battery is not having some charge? Okay, I can see the machine here. The backlit keyboard is on. So we are having some caps locks here. Yeah, so the fans are spinning. Yeah, processor taking some power. But I don't know why we are not having a... Are we having a frozen BIOS on this machine? Maybe we have an onboard RAMs. I don't have... So let me try with the... Yeah, so I've tried to check and there's nothing that is going on. And so let me come with the... So the battery is giving us... that was a... Yeah, 7.6.9. It's not a bad voltage. And about the BIOS chip. Yeah, on this type of a machine, the BIOS... okay, yeah, we have the 3.3 on the BIOS. Basic output input signal 3.3. And we have the... Yeah, the 19 volts must be there. So which one is this? 3.17 to 5 volts. Two, three. Okay, so I'm trying to see where I can get the 5 volts. So which coil is that? Yeah, we have 4.8. This is our 5 volts. Now, to me, 4.8 is enough. I don't think why that should be enough. And the 19 volts we must be having. And now we have the battery voltage. So this machine is coming on. Yeah, so you'll find that these machines, they are very smart. They have been built to undertake some processes and some programming as the machine is coming on. And that's why you realize that these machines, they have the problem of frozen BIOS. Always they are having a frozen BIOS. The machine is turning on, the keyboard is working, there's backlit keyboard, the fans are spinning, but you're not going to get a display. Before, machines were not that smart, and the machines were damp. I can say they were a bit damp, like they were just putting the charger and the machine is directed to what it's supposed to be. But today's machines, they are like, when you put in the charger, there are some processes and some checks they need to do, the validity checks before it comes on. And the programming in them and the firmware in them sometimes is corrupt. And the more you put more firmware in a machine, the more it's likely to corrupt. Because if you have one chip that is BIOS chip that has got a firmware, yeah, that chip has a probability of having a corrupt firmware in the chip. So when there are two, the probability just goes up. When there are three chips, the probability even goes higher when you're having a corrupt firmware from any BIOS chip or from any chip that is being programmed. Like in this machine, maybe you find that the chips that need to be programmed, there could be more than 5, or maybe there are 5 or 4 in numbers, I'm not sure. So in the process, one thing we know, the KBC chip or the startup chip and the IO chip, those ones are programmable. That chip is programmable, the startup chips. And sometimes these machines are coming even with a a programmed chip just near the LAN cable where the network is supposed to, where you're supposed to insert the LAN cable. There's a BIOS chip, or maybe a chip that has a firmware. So in this one, you can see how many chips are here. Let's try to see. We can see this one. This one is the first. We have 1, 2, 3. And remember the Nuvton or the KBC chip or the IO chip or the startup chip. That is still programmable. So we could say, I've not went to the other side of the board. I've not gone to the other side of the board, but I maybe would find there on just near the LAN cable port, there's another programmable chip. So the more chip a machine is having that are programmed, or the more machine have that, the more chip the machine is having with firmwares, the probability of those firmwares getting corrupt and the machine end up behaving like this one. So in this case, what I'll do, I'll work on the main and the EC chip, or first of all, I'll start working on the main BIOS chip, and then maybe I can try the EC chip, try to write on those BIOS. I have the programmers here with me. I have other adapters here. We have the big one for the one that was using this kind of adapter were the older machines, the 6470B, 6460B, 60P. You know those machines. They have a bit of a bigger chip, and so that's why we use this adapter. We have this one. So okay, we have others that are very small. There's a Dell with a very small chip. We use this adapter, and also the machine that use the SMD, the N75 chip, kind of a chip. And now we have this one. This one is for the bigger chip, the 32 MB. In most cases, we have the 8 MB, 16 MB, and the 32 MB chip. This one, if you compare, you can see the surfaces are a bit different. This one is bigger than this one. You can see the difference. Yeah, because they need to, as you can see, the chip is bigger. This chip is bigger than the rest of the chips here. You can see this one. This one is bigger. Yeah, so I'll pick a call here, then I'll come back to you guys. Just a minute. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll program this chip and I see what I can do about it. So let's meet when this is done. So I have this one here, which is not yet connected onto the computer. I think I've shown this before, so this is not something new to you. This is not something new. Connect to the computer and you see the red light come on. You can see the red light is on. And so all I have to do is I'll have to take the bigger programmer. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Just remove this one out. Then just install this one. Yeah, like that. And now I'll desolder this chip here. I'll come and put it here, write a firmware, and then solder it back and see whether that is going to work. See whether that is going to do us some favor. So without further ado, so let me grab my hot air station. Getting some heat there. Yeah, so the more smarter the machine is, the the more prone it is to get some corrupt firmwares, because even robotics, you understand that the robots, they do whatever function they do because they have been programmed to do that. What is the programming we keep talking about? There are so many chips that have been programmed in a robot chip so that they can keep raise the hand up, turn the neck, turn the other way. So those things, and sometimes that's why people get scared for if you get a robot and sometimes the firmware is corrupt and maybe the robot might start doing things that are not good, or maybe the undesired things. So okay, just a minute. Okay, yeah, so this is done. So I've just removed it, so let's come here. So let's check it back there. So let's return the programmer, go to the microscope mode here. Okay, let's see something here. Okay, back to here. So that is our chip. So the hot air station need to go back to work. Okay. So the chip is well seated. Yeah, I hope it is because hi, so let's solder the chip back. Yeah, the chip has sat. Okay, that is nice. Okay, that's the other side. Yeah, I think this chip is okay. Yeah, so this one I've done how many times? I've done this 3 times. You can imagine 3 times. And this is the 4th time. And it's because I think after I've compared the two files in the HXD, the files were not looking nice, but this one was very identical from the original BIOS that I have, original firmware that I read from this chip. Yeah, so let's come out of the microscope mode. Yeah, this one was a bit identical compared to the other one, so this one I think is going to work for us. So let's check the, and maybe let's zoom out a little bit so that you can have the whole screen a bit better. Yeah, so I think this is a moment of truth. So I think it's okay to me. So let us see now. Yeah, it's on. Yes, okay, I don't know what happened to the camera. That is one of my camera, I think, is out. So the backlit keyboard. The backlit keyboard is on, as you can see. Yeah, the HP logo. Yeah, you can see. Hey, camera focus. Okay, maybe it's not feeling like focusing. Yeah, so let's say exit. And so that one. Yeah, now it's looking for the SSD, and that is fine. That is okay. Yeah, so as I was telling before, I think I was able to write 3 times before, but when I compared the two files on the software, the files were not very identical there at the end, because you have the top side where the file is very identical, but as you finish there at the end, the files were not very identical, and so I understood that these files could not be the one. But I've had cases where you see the files are not very identical, but anyway, when you write, the chip works. But the file that I've just recorded with, I was a bit confident in that file, because when I compared them in the software, the files were very identical from the original one to the one that I was pushing back into the chip. Now the new firmware. So, which is good between the smart machines and the old machine? Depends with what you want as a person, but I just would want to say the smart machine sometimes can be nagging. Sometimes it can be a pain in the, you understand, eh? That's it for today, guys. Subscribe, like, share, and let's meet in the next video. Very grateful for people who have been able to subscribe. Thank you so much.